During hurricane season, protecting emergency services is extremely important. Down in Florida, hospitals are some of the most vulnerable examples, but there are plenty of ways which we can prepare, protect, and rebuild them despite these powerful storms.
Yeah, and Fox Weather's Brandy Campbell joins us live from Miami to give us an in-depth look at what kinds of strategies are used. Brandy, tell us about it. What's going on?
Well, good afternoon to you guys. We're going to hear from 3 hospitals in Florida to see how they've tailored their preparation according to their needs. For some of them, I've learned it's based on their geography, efficiency, or even just based on previous storm impacts. So we're going to start in Tampa, Florida, where storm surge protection from it is one thing they focus on. Take a look. For Tampa General Hospital, hurricane prep includes this temporary fortress used to block flooding. It's known as the Aqua Fence. This was it ahead of Hurricane Helene. I have Bayshore Boulevard here in Tampa, just off in the distance. You can see already extensive flooding.
Tampa General is a 100-year-old facility on an island in downtown Tampa, so we've always known that there's a risk.
The Level 1 Trauma Center is surrounded by the Hillsborough Bay. As one of the state's largest hospitals, leaders express they just can't evacuate, so protection is a priority. It just gets deeper once you go further to the bay, which is really choppy right now. As the eye of Helene was over 100 miles away, it produced a 9-foot storm surge around the campus that crept 4.5 feet high on the Aqua Fence. In 2019, they worked with Aqua Fence to design more than 1,000 feet of fencing to wrap around the campus.
And realized that we could take our risk from 6 or 8 feet above sea level to 15 feet above sea level. For us, it was a no-brainer.
The more water you get, the stronger the system becomes, because it's compressing all of these gaskets more and more together and down to the road tighter.
According to Aqua Fence, it's also made to withstand up to 140 mile per hour winds. And it's the first line of defense, but there's more.
We've got pumps for pumping out rainwater, but we also have 100% backup emergency power, so we can go completely independent from the grid. Last year, we installed 2 new wells so we can get well water in case we lose city water. We bring in 5 days worth of food and literally hundreds of other things we do to prepare for storms, because we have to assume that we might have to function on our own for up to a week in some cases if we were to have a really bad storm. And so we've been preparing ourselves to be able to do that, an island within the island.
Next, we go inland to Central Florida, where technology is a key player in hospitals staying storm ready and efficient.
You can imagine that there's a lot of variation in the hospital's day to day, and then a hurricane's coming.
In Orlando, artificial intelligence is used in everyday operations and for hurricanes in the Advent Health Mission Control. They coordinate for over 20 hospitals and emergency departments across the region.
We moved into this actual facility, this command center, in August of 2019. And we were blessed to be here because it was 2 weeks later in which we were impacted by our first hurricane.
It was Hurricane Dorian with a close pass along Florida's east coast. Penny Porteous leads Mission Control.
We had facilities that reached out that needed to evacuate their patients. Very seamlessly we were able to accept those patients, but most importantly, we were able to disperse them through multiple facilities. And once the coast cleared and it was safe for them to get them, we were able to move them back into their community.
Bree Bush with GE Healthcare describes it's like a central nervous system for the organization.
Really what this allows them to do is predict where they're going to have challenges, pinpoint exactly how best they're going to respond to that hurricane, as that path might be changing, day to day. And so our software can identify where that capacity is, where those beds are to care for those patients, where the staff is to care for those patients, and also where the equipment is.
The biggest impact we have is our efficiency. To be able to, at a glance, literally tell you what's happening across our system versus relying on manual calculations.
On Fox Weather, we were live during Hurricane Ian as it caused flooding nearby in Kissimmee, Florida. And 17 people actually sent to the hospital as part of these water rescues. You can actually see some of their vehicles going behind us. It's also nearby where one hospital campus dealt with flooding.
We had to move swiftly to move our EMS fleet because of the water that took on in the parking area.
In the end, their team implemented a Tiger Dam system to prevent future flooding.
Our philosophy is to prepare for what could come, what would be the worst case scenario, and how can we best serve our community.
And now we go south to the Florida Keys, where one hospital needed a complete rebuild.
They weren't going to leave this city or this part of the Keys, the Middle Keys, without a hospital. Baptist Health had acquired the hospital on July 1st of 2017, and pretty much 2 months later, Irma arrived and battered the hospital severely.
The Florida Keys went from a fisherman's haven to a disaster zone as Category 4 Hurricane Irma passed through. It was a gut punch to the Keys and Fisherman's Community Hospital.
Just knocking out, obviously the power. A lot of the windows were coming off its hinges. The heating, ventilation, air conditioning, or the HVAC systems were down.
So they rebuilt stronger while finding ways to stay open.
We moved into mesh or tents basically to provide smaller diagnostics, other clinical or ER type services. Because again, not just people that got hurt during, but also after the hurricane from the cleanup.
Later, moving into FEMA modular units until the new building was done in June of 2021.
Today, everything has to be to a Category 5 standard. Additional exterior casting that was also put into the cement walls to harden it a little bit more. Thicker cement slabs on the ceiling to give that sort of that structural diaphragm to the building, and also prevents any kind of uplift from hurricane force winds. And then of course we have the impact windows, doors. We have flood panels that also can be implemented, and we wanted to make sure that we were above the FEMA-based flood standards, and also to take on Category 5 winds, which again, all this stuff that we implemented, we actually increased it another 24%, so we can take on 248 mile per hour winds. It's very important that we don't have to ever evacuate. We want to be here for our population, for everybody that we're serving.
All right, and just speaking with GE Healthcare and Aquafence, I'm learning these hospitals aren't the only ones using some of these tactics to be prepared, whether it's for hurricanes or other types of weather. So they have other hospitals also using their product. Guys, we're going to send it back to you here from Miami.
Very good, Brandy. Thank you very much. Excellent report. We appreciate it.